And the show starts now from just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. It is the USA Club Rugby 15s National Championships here this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, matches going all weekend long to decide the national champs. Ben Holden with Tim Wilkes, and on the call of this first match for you and I, Tim, we're in Men's Division 1, the semifinal. Belmont Shore will take on the 2023 national champions, the Austin Blacks. This should be a very competitive, very good match. Tim, what is your early take on this match here today from Coon Stadium?
Well, on the other side for Belmont Shore, they are a perennial powerhouse, lost by 1 point last year in the D1 finals. They are ready and back for more. It was a 26-25 loss to the St. Louis Bombers. They have done a great job, 10-2 on the season, but the Austin Blacks, 10-0, have yet to be defeated out of the Texas Premiership. Should be a terrific battle with a lot of faces that we've seen from throughout USA Rugby over the years. It should be an excellent one.
Looking forward to getting it going here. And we get a look, Tim, at Belmont Shore and some familiar faces you mentioned. Who were some of those that stick out for you?
We got number 5, Benjamin Weishuttle, was out of MLR, played for the Giltinis for a season, 34 years old. Also, Anthony Munoz out of Mexico Sevens, played in the 2024 Challenger Series. And number 11, Derek Adams, the all-time PR Sevens leading try scorer, running the show. He had 4 tries in the Super Regionals over 2 weekends. He's definitely someone to watch out for on the outside.
Yeah, he can make it happen, no doubt about it. Seen Derek a lot in his career, and he is a big part of that Belmont Shore side. And Austin, we mentioned them, 2023. You mentioned Belmont Shore, so close last year. Tim, here's Austin. Who stands out in your eyes amongst their selections?
They brought in a few new players this year. Asa Carter, number 6, played with the Gilgronis, and also all 3 Texas MLR teams. Hayden Johnson is the new number 8, couple of late changes. Number 14, Karen Farmer, also on the outside. Also make sure watch out for Zachary Pangelinen, another MLR player, been playing with the Blacks for the last few seasons. An excellent guy running the show. And then the player coach, Kurt Morath, off of the bench, could factor into this one as well.
Always like seeing those situations. Third member of our crew today is the man that is well-traveled. He's all over covering rugby in the U.S., Lance Kavanaugh. Lance, what's happening, man?
It is a beautiful day here in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we're talking about championship moments. The main thing is psychology. Taking a look at these two sides, Belmont Shore losing the SoCal final to their crosstown rival Ambac lit a fire on them. They became a new team, absolutely walking through the Pacific Regionals. But Austin Blacks, undefeated on the season. How do those two factors play effect into a game with such magnitude and so important to their season?
All right, Lance, looking forward to hearing from Lance throughout the weekend here. And Austin with the ball in hand here, Tim Wilkes. They will kick it away, and this should be an absolute banger of a match here today, getting things going here on day 1 here from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Block captain. Come on up, big fella.
Underway here in this Division 1 semifinal. Sails out and into touch here, so we'll come back and restart here. We'll try this one more time here, Tim.
Yeah, we'll bring this one all the way back for a scrum in the center. It looks like had the option there for a re-kick, but it looks like they will want to start the show with that forward pack. The boys in the yellow jerseys from California, a tremendous season again. Last time they won the D1 National Championship back in 2012. So again, they've got talent all over the place and are ready to get it done. Another big shove to start things off here, the first play of the match.
Locked up here for the first time. Out of the back easily for Belmont Shore, and they got a good pickup here on a solid carry from Micah Griffin. Great start for them. First passage of play here in the match for Belmont Shore. Penalty call there on Austin, though.
Yeah, that's Asa Carter not able to roll away quick enough, just delayed that ball coming out the back of the ruck. Easy penalty call for the referee, and it looks like they'll go for post right off the bat and try to get some up on the board.
Yeah, the mentality's always different, isn't it, Tim? When these are knockout matches, oftentimes you might see the kick to the corner, but instead they're going to take the points here, at least attempt the points.
Yeah, beautiful day here in Indianapolis. A little bit of a breeze, but not much to speak of. So starting off with points would be huge for them. This will be Robert Figley out of University of Arizona. He's a high school and collegiate All-American. Now here looking to, again, back-to-back times in the national championship. Going to put 3 up here as they look to march to their first out of 12 years.
Patiently lining this one up is Figley. Line set. Good strike with the right, and it's 3-0 in favor of Belmont Shore here in the opening 2 minutes and change here in the semifinal match.
Yeah, we talked about Carter before the match, one of the most experienced players on this squad, but just a little bit too aggressive, made that tackle and couldn't get out in time. Great job by Belmont Shore to have the support arrive there in time and catch him up. French.
Here's the kick, and it's a contested one, and Austin comes up with the pill in there. Now they'll go to work. Their first passage of play here in the match. It's 3 minutes old. Belmont Shore on top on the kick there from Figley. A 3-0 lead. Loose head there, Samuel Johnson. Thunderous carry from him. Ball played out of there. You can see a gorgeous day in Indianapolis here in the Midwest. I'm in Michigan, and it's right around 80 degrees. Same weather down there. So a great start to the weekend here. USA Club Rugby 15's national championships here in this Division I men's semifinal. At the back, Craig Hunt frees it from the base. Hunt playing it out of there once again. Edge of the 22, ball spills down on the floor. And it's going to go over to Belmont Shore because of a knock-on.
Big time tackle to jar that one loose. Brendan Curl had a try in their last couple of matches as well. One of their premier players in that inside center position. Just the contact jarred that one loose, lost it forward. So we'll have our second scrum of the match just outside the 22, it looks like.
Both these clubs, outstanding kits they've got. Long history for both of them. I saw earlier today that RFCLA, the Southern California team in Major League Rugby, showing their support for Belmont Shore down there in Long Beach, California. And of course, Austin, they've been around a long time. As you well know, Tim, you're from that neck of the woods.
Oh yeah, they've been bringing in guys from all over the state and now all over the world. Got players from Zimbabwe, is Brendan Curl, who just had the ball in the last one. So really a tremendous squad here from the Lone Star State, ready to take it on here in the national championship.
Love to hear that. The scrum, the put in, the pull out of the back now, Belmont Shore. Set up to this near side, but they keep it short on the far third of the pitch for the time being. Swinging through the bases, good tackle there. Ball down on the floor again. And Austin had a couple of opportunities in there, but could not come up with it. They back up Belmont Shore a good 10 or 15 meters in the process. Rumbling carry there from Marcelino Mose, 17 for Belmont Shore. To the back, and they'll exit and get a little relief here with that kick into touch.
Great pressure defense from the Blacks. They were outside the 22, but as soon as they started passing it back inside, the chase was on, and that was Tyron Al-Jabori. Also played with Anthem Rugby for a season last year. coming up and making that huge collision. See a player on the deck there. So we'll take an extra second. But great work on the defensive end for the Blacks, really setting the tone, and now an opportunity to attack right from that 10-meter line.
Time is off for the time being.
Ben, you had mentioned RFCLA.
Yep.
Well, you mentioned a lot of RFCLA in attendance here for today. One of the players, number 6, Joseph O'Brien, is one of the coaches for the RCLA youth side. So a lot of players kind of intertwining. We already had a couple players playing for what used to be the Austin side in the MLR, a couple for the SaberCats down in Houston. So teams well represented here with some of the top talent ready to take home a natty here this weekend.
Yes, they are. That's great stuff. The injured player for Belmont Shore is up and off the pitch, and we get back to it here. The Austin Blacks now with possession, down by just 3 here as we approach 7th minute here in the semifinal. Great offload there just in time. Austin, 13 meters over the line, trying to get a passage together here and get on the board here. Pretty congested in there. Good job to pick up. A small pickup there, but Belmont Shore really set. Not much room at all out there here. Get a whistle, and a knock-on is called here against Belmont Shore.
Yeah, great aggressive defense there. The Austin Blacks were not able to move it above that gain line, right where they started about 5 phases ago there at the 10-meter line on the other side of the pitch. So they'll get a chance to reset, though. But as you mentioned, things got a little bit discombobulated there. Looked like they were going to come here to the near side. Brendan Curl, the inside center, decided to cut back in and find some space. Never know exactly what the Blacks are going to do. Talked with Kurt Morath, their coach, earlier today. Said their balance is the key to the game, being able to do all the little things that they've got in their bag. You never know what strategy. They're not a one-horse pony out here. They are a great squad with talent abound. See what option they choose here. Again, 10-meter line in Belmont Shore territory.
Yeah, a lot of winning necessary to get to this point in this weekend for all these sides that are here, men's and women's. 600 clubs when this tournament started weeks ago, and now it's down to the final weekend here in Club 15s here in the U.S. Now from the put in there, the ball batted down on the floor. Belmont Shore right around it. They get it. They've got possession of it. But Austin quick to the ball. They may have forced a turnover, and they did.
That was Al Jabori, a second time coming out from that wing position. Number 11 making the big hit, jarring that one loose and causing the loose pass off to the outside. Trickles into touch, but it looks like we may have had an advantage being played. We'll bring it back here to the referee at the center of the pitch. Just knocked on advantage.
Yep. Munoz, ball in hand. He'll put it in here for Belmont Shore. 3rd minute penalty goal. The kick was put through by Figley. The only point so far in the match.
There we go. Yeah.
I mentioned Munoz and his experience, but the engine room there of Austin coming up with a big play. They forced the turnover in the scrum.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson and Zephyr Lambert. Props here for this side for the Blacks, and you see right there strength abound in that forward pack. Happy to be able to make that shove and earn their squad the penalty. I believe right in front of the post out here, just outside the 22-meter line. So interesting to see what decision they go forward here as they try to get on the board.
Like the indication when the whistle was blown as they were going to kick this, and there indeed is the evidence there. Angelinen's got it on the tee here. Tim mentioned him. He's been at the highest level of pro rugby here in the U.S. He played some for a couple different sides in Major League Rugby, and he's true on the kick. And here in the 10th minute, we're level at 3.
Yeah, great strike there. You mentioned 4 seasons with the SaberCats, and then backing him off later in the match, we might see Kurt Morath, who has also played in 3 World Cups, might take over in that number 10 position later on with the kicks as well. But a great start. Both squads easy to take the points when they're available. So we are just gearing up for a great heavyweight battle.
Yes, we are. Just over 10 minutes gone by, and so far it's been the fly half supplying the points in this match. Austin will get it right back here. Sent down, and it'll stay in the field of play. Take back there about 10 meters over halfway for Belmont Shore. Looking for options. Good speed from Austin, getting to the ball quickly. Work that short side of the pitch now. See if they can find something on the edge. Good carry. 5 from the 22. Big man up front getting the carry. Right to the edge of it. Spun free by Munoz. 7's experience he's got with Mexico, as Tim told you about. See his confidence in there, getting quickly to balls, getting them out. Breakdowns in a hurry. On cue right there, plays another one out. Austin set. Figley, nowhere to go. Whistle here, and a penalty call going the way of Belmont Shore.
Yeah, a few phases ago, Hayden Johnson.
No, they're good. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. Going for the post. That was Hayden Johnson, number 8, just a little bit high on that tackle a couple of phases ago, but now another opportunity. A really quick decision there, going for the post again. They trust the boot there from Figley. See if he can cash in yet again, as both teams definitely willing to take whatever points they can get. They know they're hard to come by here in this national championship. As we look at Belmont Shore again, 2 losses on the season, both to Old Mission Beach Athletic Club. Beat them once in the year as well, one of the 3 matches. Then everybody else they fully dominated. 33-12 over Life West to punch their ticket here. Now an opportunity here for Figley to take the lead back for Belmont Shore.
Second attempt off the tee in the match, and he is absolutely perfect. A little bit shorter post in terms of height than we're used to, but they work. And those assistant referees right there to make sure they've got a good eye on it. And Figley's put his side back up by 3. It's 6-3 here in the 13th minute.
And tremendous facilities out here in Indianapolis. One field right behind the stadium here in the back. Terrific job by the Indianapolis Impalas Rugby Club to have the entire country here competing for national championships.
So Belmont Shore there trying a little back tap, but it backfired on him. And Austin, they get possession 3-4 meters inside of the Belmont Shore 22 now. For our first try of the match. 9 points, 13.5 have expired. Tight game so far. Both clubs playing the percentages, kicking those 3 penalty goals. Knock on called. Ball over to Belmont Shore.
Strong flat pass coming out of there to Samuel Johnson. Just could not hang on to it. Virginia native knocked that one forward, but still not out of the woods yet for Belmont Shore. We saw them kick for touch, but then the Blacks were able to come right back in, keep that pressure on, and get those 3 points up on the board. So need a strong scrum here, but the last one been huge shove from the Austin Blacks, and they were able to earn themselves a penalty in the last scrum.
Yes, right you are, sir. That was a huge push, and here's Munoz now as they're locked up. They get it out. Figley outside with it. Finish on the tackle there from Austin, but it's knocked on by Belmont Shore, and Austin getting it right back here, Tim.
Yeah, both teams kind of working out the kinks. A couple of knock-ons on either side. Great defense there for the Austin Blacks, and great scrums. That's 2 in a row that completely shoved forward Great work by Belmont Shore to get that ball out of there, but that's definitely a strong suit here for the Austin Blacks and something that could come into the match even more later on and pay off for this Austin squad.
Good look there at Herbert Evans, one of the two centers for Austin. See, way out wide, Al Jabori, who Tim's mentioned a couple of times, not for his offensive play, but his defensive play here so far in the match. He'll be a guy they're going to look to, I'm sure, on the offensive side as well, Tim.
He's fantastic, but keep an eye out there for Herbert Evans, who you just mentioned. He leads the team in tries this season, says their coach, so he is a tremendous weapon. He's got speed on all sides of the pitch for the Blacks.
Hunt quickly came out off a boot in there, and it came spitting out the back in a hurry. Hunt wrestled to the ground, lays the ball down on the base. Get it free. Breaks in this match so far in terms of carries, and that one nearly intercepted. And a good pickup there. Benson Salem there, the fullback for Austin. Showing he's got some ability. Good footwork. Belmont Shore trying to come up with a tackle. They don't yet. And they get it in. Austin powers it in. And they've got the first try here in the match. They lead at 8-6 with a convo kick coming.
They smelled blood there and were able to punch it in. Great work for the Austin Blacks to smash in and get the first try of the match. Take the lead for the first time as well. Again, they were knocking on the door there, Ben. Finally were able to punch through a couple of big-time runs. You mentioned Salem with a huge one, and then that time it set up. It looked like support wasn't going to get there in time, but the Blacks ruck showed up just in time, passed it off to the side, and were able to take it in for the try. I believe it was Herbert Evans there with the score.
On cue, he delivers, so big kick here. The kickers have been perfect so far. 3 strikes in the match. 3 for 3 here with another big one here from Pangilinan. And that one is absolutely drilled. It's good. And Austin leads it by 4, 10-6 now. Good
Great work there. Another one of the worldly players from South Africa there. 3 years with the squad. There for Herbert Evans. Again, you see that straight line running ability from him. Everything you want out of an outside center. Smashes forward and gets the first 5 on the board for Austin. Haven't seen a lot of possession for Belmont Shore. The 2 times they got into Austin Black's half, took the penalty and went for the kick. Both times, see if they can apply a little extended pressure.
A take from Austin. Arm in the air. It's like we're going to lock up here. It's going to be a scrum coming up here.
I believe given the penalty, didn't quite see the sign. Yeah, I believe obstruction there. Yeah, having a player in front of the kicker, and look at that. They're not worried about time of possession here, Ben. They're going straight for the post for the 3rd time in a row.
Yep. Robert Figley, after that obstruction call, instantly went to the tee. I mean, at some point, it obviously depends on how this match goes, Tim, but you wonder if they're going to keep going this route. I suppose if it stays close, they probably would, but if it gets to be a double-figure lead for Austin, I think you might have to change that mindset maybe a little bit.
Yeah, Figley's been kicking in multiple penalties throughout the season. He is great, and this is almost the exact same spot they were at last time. Eventually, yeah, but for now, I mean, if they're getting in here in the first 20 minutes 3 different times.
Oh, no good. No good there, so it stays 10-6. Austin on top. The broadcast jinx, I suppose, Tim.
Yeah, 22-meter drop to be able to restart this one. He has been terrific all year. I don't know if that'll really change the strategy too much. That one just off the mark.
There's a little bit of a breeze. You can see some of those tall weeds in the background. I don't believe it's that strong, though, but it doesn't take much. Drop out, as Tim mentioned, up in the air, down now on the floor, picked up by Belmont Shore, but they're forced out. But it's
They're
a
gonna come back.
call that's going to go the way. They're going to keep it, though.
Yeah, I think we'll come back to the knock on there before it trickled out into touch. Blacks went up high for it, but just couldn't knock it back towards them. As we take a second look, here's the restart from the previous possession. So you see just kind of stepping in the way of one of those would-be tacklers. Good call from the referee. Just didn't need that, could have just stayed where he was, and no foul needed.
Yep, good look at it there from our crew. You cannot obstruct, block any of that in rugby, of course. Good call by the officials. Now Austin, here they come now, looking for a break. They've got it. Great job taking that out by Hunt, and a massive pickup. Flipping the pitch now for Austin, leading by 4 now. 5 meters from the edge of the 22. Hunt takes a look, patient with it. He'll keep it and go to ground. Nice little dummy there. Just over halfway through this first half. Men's Division I semifinal. Winner punches their ticket to Sunday's final. 2 o'clock down in Indy for the USA Club 15's National Championship. Austin now. A little more hop in their step. Good carries from them here in the last minute or so. Pulls it out of there. Speed though, forcing that pass, and it got behind the intended target back there. That was Evans. Now Evans under a lot of pressure, and he has to send it down the pitch with the boot. Onshore will do the same. Find it, I believe it did. A 50-22. A glorious kick down there from Belmont short tip.
Yeah, he took that one behind his own 10-meter line and was able to boot that one. Landed just in touch before trickling out and setting them up with a line out. Throw in here to be able to set up really their first couple of phases in attacking territory, as they've chosen for those posts each and every time. The Blacks, that dominating scrum almost got him out of there, but way to bring it back in for another attack.
Wow, deep on that throw. That was really deep. It's knocked on by Belmont Shore, and Austin will have it inside of their own 22.
Yeah, you mentioned a little bit of wind there. May have come and affected that one when you try to throw to that deep jumper. Anything can happen there on the long throw. You see there, just reaching over, couldn't quite hang on to it, just off the fingertips, and a knock on. But Ben, can't say enough about this Austin Blacks forward pack. The last 3 scrums have been completely dominant, stolen against the head 2 out of the 3. Now here with possession, looking for a little bit of an exit strategy.
On at the back. The edge now. Good pickup, good carry from Al Jabbouri there. 4-point lead here for the Austin Blacks. Under pressure there, they get it down the pitch. Belmont Shore inside of their own 22 again. And that's their exit there.
Kicking battle won that time by the Austin Blacks, able to flip the pitch. Now with the throw in here to the line out. 30 meters out, so great work to be able to go back and forth. Now an opportunity. We've seen them throw to that back jumper the last couple of times.
That one off the mark on the line out attempt, and it's turned over here by Austin. Belmont Shore, their speed coming on that edge. They break a tackle, another good effort, great offload, good ball. Here comes Belmont Shore on the move. Pick up there, good carry there from Matthew Massot. Munoz getting it out. Back and then batted up, down on the floor. All going the way of Belmont Shore, though.
Austin Black's a little too aggressive there. Offsides the call. Almost a little surprising. We'll see if they do decide to go for post yet again. Just a little further out than he was last time, but he's going right back to the boot again, Ben.
Fourth attempt from it. Figley 2 of 3 so far in the match. Grant, do me a favor, turn your key off, please. Figley lines it up. Enough pressure in this game, and these kickers always have immense pressure on them. And that one goes off the mark again, so it's still a 4-point lead for Austin.
Yeah, 2 misses in a row. That one was a little bit further back than the previous one, but just off the mark again. We saw last time a short drop kick for the Blacks. Weren't able to retain possession off this 22-meter. See if they can find a better target this time.
Tap back, down on the floor, booted, picked up. Belmont Shore's got it now. They'll try that far edge. On the hop, though, had to be careful there not to get there too early was Austin. Munoz will sneak in there. Free it up. Nice little ball there to get rid of it before going to ground. Carry there from the Foodie in there, the big loose head prop. Sent down, and a powerhouse of a kick down there way against the line, and Austin will do that. Send it into touch and set up Belmont Shore here.
The second time we've seen them trying to go for that 50-22 just to pin them deep. This time they are able to flip the pitch. Now they've got the attacking line out. Right, excuse me, that one trickling into touch. They said last touch there by the Blacks as they had to try to relieve pressure. Couldn't do much, but now Belmont Shore continuing to apply it. 13 minutes away, still looking for their first try though.
They are, and it's their hooker, Joseph Patolo with the throw. And another miscue in the line out. Austin comes up with a heavy collision there. Big time collision there as the loose head prop Samuel Johnson delivering the blow, and now Austin sends it all the way down here. Did they find the spot? They did, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they were just outside of that stripe, so it's 50-22 for them, and they will have the throw in for this line out. Great work. Both teams showing excellent work off the boot.
Two beautiful kicks, and this one has Austin this time in great attacking position here. Mark Murphy the throw. But Belmont Shore coming up with it. Lineouts have not worked well for either side here lately, Tim.
Yeah, been a little bit tough with the breeze.
Down the pitch, Belmont Shore sends it. Austin will come up with a restart. You see the touch judge there, the assistant referee with that flag in the air. That's where they'll go to work from. Belmont Shore coming up to the ball.
Both these teams, led by their fly halves, love to kick it around the pitch. Always looking for those 50-22s. Defense always has to stay back. It's been a terrific battle so far. Just got to get these lineouts figured out. Keep trying to go deep. See, this time they may be bringing it in a little closer.
Yeah, maybe go short with it, right? Maybe give it a shot. And it's knocked on, though, by Austin.
Yeah, not too sure if that one was quite straight either. Caught that one kind of on the outside of his body. And so we'll bring this one. Actually, a quick decision here. They are going to say is going to be a line out. So we'll bring this one back. Line out chosen. We'll have another option. Anytime the ball hits on the outside, it's an easy call for the referee.
Yes, it is. Back out live here. Austin trying to get something going, but can't do that. You saw the signal from the referee, and Belmont Shore, they get possession here. Down to the final 10 minutes here in the first half in a 10-6 match.
Yeah, Austin off their feet in that ruck. Got to stay up. Keep your hands off the deck. That time all the way down over the top of the ball. Easy call for the referee. And on that last one, it was a not straight, but one of the new regulations, new laws this year that they are trialing right now is no more choice. And so they were choosing the scrum, but off of that not straight, it just comes back to the line out, so we had it again.
Here we go now. Patolo the throw. Munoz had it, speed coming. Avoided though. Or was it? Another knock-on called here, this one on Belmont Shore.
Yeah, a little mistake there. I think that was Asa Carter, though, that was able to steamroll his way through. Almost looked like he picked that one up. Couldn't quite tell, but forced the knock-on, got the turnover ball back to his squad. Still a 10-6 game, low scoring here, but both these teams showing that they are highly potent, just looking for an opportunity.
Zach Pangolin in there, you saw him. Ball in the hand of Craig Hunt, the 9, he'll put in here. Help coming. Job getting to it by Belmont Shore. Negating any further pickup on the carry. They're there again. Forcing them back a little bit here, in fact. Spun free. Belmont Shore puts them under pressure. Their own 22 now, Belmont Shore here. They're going to kick, they're going to chase, they're going to go for it. Look at this effort. Trying to get this ball, but it's taken away back there by Austin. What a job. Step back. Trying to work the speed, and Austin, they mishandle it. And Belmont Shore putting the heat on them.
Lots of pressure there. Great work from Craig Hunt, the scrum half, to be able to catch that one. Little Willie Mays snags that one and able to dish it off just in time. Knock on coming here from the side, but you see how quick they can counterattack and set things up on the edge. Al-Jabori was right there, but just couldn't hang on to it. Great pressure from this Belmont Shore squad. They are coming up hard on the edges on the defensive end and forcing that fly half to make a decision quickly.
Time is off. Is that Hunt? It looks like that is their 9. Craig Hunt down and needing some medical attention. We'll try to give you a look at that as to what might have happened there, but he needs some care right now.
Yeah, kind of got jumped on from behind there as he was trying to dish that one off. A little extra weight for the legs, trying to carry somebody else on your back and still dish it off. Great work to make it happen, but may have paid the price.
Matthew Masseau there and the scrum cap there with his face 2, number 12, talking with some of his teammates, and it sounds like Hunt's back up. There's the applause and looking his way back and right back into position. You see him up and looks to be okay.
Yeah, Hunt has been a stalwart for this squad, 5 years on the team. Also recognized by Coach Morath as one of the best tacklers. So the little guy, little scrum half, not afraid to get the jersey dirty and make some collisions out there. Great to see him still on the pitch.
Yeah, I love seeing that. Always a common part of that position, no disrespect, but you have a lot more opportunity on the offensive side of the ball, and sometimes you need to be a little dirty and hard in the defensive area of the game at that 9 spot. Here's his counterpart, Munoz, to put in, instead pulled out of there by Masseau. Now Belmont Shore looking for a channel. Both these sides, Tim, have been very good. It's been hard to get through on either one of these groups. I suppose you expect that. These are 2 of the 4 best teams remaining in Division I on the men's side. The winner of this goes on to Sunday's final in Indy here, where we're playing the entire weekend here, the Club 15s. Short little ball there, played into the hands there of Zach Harrison-Jones, their vice captain, one of their centers. Outside edge now, Belmont Shore. Haven't called Derek Adams' name yet. Number 11 for Belmont Shore. He doesn't need much to get going. Take it the distance. That ball mishandled and knocked on here. I believe it's going over to Austin here, unless we had an advantage being played. I don't think we did, though, and there's the indication.
Yeah, great work there. You see the big man, Marcelino Massot, number 17, just draws the attention in, had a nice little pop pass, but just off the fingertips, went forwards. But you see them using him as that target quite a bit in the center, but as you mentioned, we haven't really seen them get it all the way out to the edges very often. Know that's a part of their game, especially with Adams. Again, 4 tries in their last 2 matches. They're in the Super Regionals, but now another opportunity to work from their own end through Craig Hunt.
5.5 remaining here in this first half. Just 1 try. Came in the 17th minute from Austin. All the other points coming off the tee.
Just like we see here, a lot of the territory being gained either side has been off of the boot. Another great relief of pressure there to flip the pitch completely and put the pressure back on Belmont Shore, as the Austin Blacks had it in their own end there for the last 5-10 minutes or so. So great to see. Again, great use of boot on both ends of the pitch. One of the best battles we've seen so far here in this match.
Yeah, those key battles throughout, always so critical. Through the hands there, the intended target. That was Figley, their fly half. 2 for 4 from the tee. Supplied their points here so far in this match for Belmont Shore and those gold and blue kits. Pick and go right out of there from the back. Now down on the floor. Austin trying to sneak in there first and get it. I believe they did, but we got a whistle, and it's another knock on. This one called against Austin.
And unlucky there again, but kind of the story from what we've seen so far today. Not a lot of time in possession, not a whole lot of phases fully strung together for each of these sides. As we see here, another knock on. Able to scoop this one up, but just hit that one out of the hands. Wasn't on the pass, so just hit it through the ball carrier there. Almost getting the intentional knock on, but we'll just have the scrum here and another opportunity for Belmont Shore to relieve some pressure.
3.5 remaining in the half. They're down by 4. Trouble getting it out of there again. That pressure, Tim, you've talked about it. How good that Austin has been in the set piece and the scrum. They've been very stingy in there. Stingy here with nowhere to go for Belmont Shore. Finally wrestled down. Coming in is Figley, their fly half, to get that ball from the base. They can go again. Carry there from Zach Harrison-Jones, their vice captain. Tough sledding. Munoz plays the ball out. Figley. The ball back for Micah Griffin. Bounces into the hands of Gregory Sisley. The lock, number 4. Played out by Munoz. Good job getting in there. The opposition lock. Christian Osberg, number 4 for Austin. And Austin with it. Pressure coming, looking for help, unable to find any. Was Evans. To ground he goes. Salem, fullback in there to play it free. Bottom of your screen there, slowly moving is Zach Pangilinan. Ben over there, flexing, trying to get himself back into action here. Outside edge. Good ball, good carry, another good attempt there, but it's intercepted and taken away, and off to the races goes Belmont Shore. Needing some help was Griffin. He didn't get it. And Austin down there trying to win the battle once again inside of their own 22. and I think they're going to.
Yeah, it looks like that one was knocked on there at the end as they were trying to scoop it up and play through the counterattack. As you see the spin here, but then the steal. Great job by Michael Griffin to come up in the line and pick that one off. Perfect timing. And then the speed from the Austin Blacks, though, enough to come from behind and catch him. Opposing 15. Salem able to make the tackle from behind. Lost it forward there in the tackle, so advantage was being played. Didn't get any, and so they'll have the scrum there where they've been so dominant throughout the match.
The aforementioned Zach Pangilinan. Some tape on that left foot, that left ankle, wrapping him up. Very experienced player and a massive part of their club. Gaio there, a big part of the Belmont Shore side. Pangilinan trotting his way back into position here as the ball in hand of Craig Hunt here. Into the final minute here and a 10-6 count in favor of Austin.
The score might not show it here, Ben, but a great back and forth match as we have really been end-to-end stuff. A lot with the kicks. Michael Griffin making that big run a second ago to set up more pressure here at the 22-meter line.
Biggest break we've seen in the match on that carry from Griffin. Now Hunt in and out. Now a kick and a chase. This one sets up. It's picked up, but they're coming back. Got in front of it, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to say Herbert Evans offsides, just a step in front of the kicker.
So great opportunity here. Likely the final passage of play here in this first half. And Belmont Shore, they're going to line up. Never a chip shot in this sport, Tim, as I've learned over the years. But this one for Figley, this should be a more manageable kick. No angle really involved here as they'll try to end the half here and get it to a 1-point halftime score.
Yeah, not too often you see 5 penalty kicks in a half. They are really been going back to that well time and time again off of those penalties from the Austin Blacks. And this one won't give them the lead, but I think going into break, you got to be happy. It's been a very tough match. Both teams feeling each other out. We've seen sparks from both sides. See if Belmont Shore can inch their way back into it with another 3.
You said it, partner. 5th attempt here in the half. He's 2 of 4. And this one well struck, and it's through and good. So a 3 for 5 first half for Figley. And that's how this half will end, Tim. A 10-9 lead for Austin here in this Division I men's semifinal. The winner moving on to Sunday's final at 2 o'clock here from Indy. What stands out the most for you, partner, from half number 1?
I mean, both teams really getting it done with the boot. On the other end for the Blacks, that one try coming in there from Herbert Evans. Strong, powerful running. It's been a tremendous effort from both these squads. The scrums for the Blacks give them the advantage there and help them to that 1-point lead.
Very good. We'll step aside. Tim and I will be back with you for the second half. Halftime is upon us here in Indianapolis. Austin on top of Belmont Shore, 10-9 at halftime.
No points. NOLA is going to come out of this with no points. And Miami will take their spot, but maybe an ending try here, a little bit of pride.
Ah, beauty.
That's gorgeous, the offload.
Mateus Jensen. LA out, good speed from Anthem. They get in there. Meeks though got away. Meeks a kick ahead and the chase for it. Over the line, trying to get it, tap it down, and they do. Great.
Well short of that mark tonight. Akita, little chip over the top, has a man. Tassi cuts in, knifes his way through. And Tao Talat.
Don't play him. Good. Play on!
Randy's come out of the match. She's been replaced
What a step.
by Ethan Howard.
Oh.
Beautiful job getting to the line and getting it down. That one.
Off the boot, low precision kick, and it's in.
Oh, wow.
That might be a candidate for try of the year.
In an ever-changing landscape where every decision matters, our mission is clear: to delight our customers at every turn. At Globant, we create the digital products everybody loves and empower global brands by building impactful solutions for millions of people. Our studio networks are responsible for creating experiences that leave a lasting impact, building AI-powered business solutions tailored to each industry, empowering brands with a blend of creativity, strategy, and technology, enhancing efficiency and accelerating breakthroughs with a unique AI model and agents for software development, boosting productivity with cutting-edge tech and implementation services with market-leading partners. Driven by technology and passion, we dare to go far, we dare to go fast, we dare to disrupt. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
My name is Jensen Buski. I play for Seattle Seawolves, and my position is prop. My grooming routine, my wife probably wouldn't be happy with this answer. It's once a month, maybe less. This is probably one of the longest I've let my beards grow, honestly. Started growing it last season and just had little tiny trims here and there, so coming up on a year of length. The worst beard in the league? Connor Keys. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's got a good beard. He's more of a goatee kind of guy, though. I've been using Beard Guy's beard wash every day when I get done with training. It's just always nice to kind of clean the beard out, get it feeling nice and clean, smells fresh. Definitely a big fan of the beard wash. How's it look, my guy? Good to go, yeah. Yes, sir. Beard Guys, MLR approved.
It's time to hit. It's time to fly. It's time to leave it all on the line. It's time to get loud. And time for tradition. This is our time. This is your time. It's rugby time, America.
Oh, yeah.
Yo. Yeah. Oh, my God. This one's fire.
Pick up a legacy. A legacy that stretches beyond your current team. A legacy built on the backs of those who came before you with hard work. And for those who will come after you, we promise it won't be easy. But we'll be there, supporting you on and off the field.
To understand the game in its fullest, you need to understand what's happening to the ball.
Gilbert is synonymous with every major event that's happened in our sport.
The ball is a conductor of the orchestra. We put a tiny microchip inside the ball. We're getting location information from the ball, speed, spin, distance, trajectory, hang time.
The technology and the innovation behind this ball is truly a game changer.
Rugby Rundown.
A one-stop shop for all rugby lovers, from unparalleled access, big name interviews, and special features.
I'm Alana Martin.
Jocko here.
We've got you covered.
And welcome back to Indianapolis. We're here for the USA Club Rugby 15s National Championships. Beautiful complex just outside of downtown Indianapolis. Ben Holden and Tim Wilkes. We're in the Division I men's semifinal. Belmont Shore and Austin, two sides, Tim. They've got great history, great tradition, and we've seen a pretty intense, close, low-scoring battle. Why has it been this way, in your opinion? What's been the difference in this match here throughout?
Well, both these teams are just completely stacked on both sides of the pitch, able to play the defensive end, able to use the boot. We've seen the Austin Blacks probably have a little bit of an edge in the scrums. Both teams a little bit sloppy on the lineouts, but really it's been terrific. Both teams have been able to break the line a couple of times, but the defenses have really tightened things up as we started to go towards the end of the half there. So it's been a terrific match. You see the man with the ball right there, Robert Figley, as you mentioned earlier, 3 for 5 on his kicks. He's got all 9 points for Belmont Shore. On the Austin side, it was a great hard running try from Herbert Evans, leads the team in tries and got them their only 5 up on the board to be able to take the lead earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to bring this up again, and it's not to harp, but I think it's something that we're going to have to see in this second half. Right there, you see the back of number 11, Derek Adams. I don't think he's had a touch yet in this match, Tim. Have you noticed anything defensively, strategically that Austin has done, or has it just not found its way into Derek's hands yet?
I think the strategy has been a little bit more of a kicking game. Blacks have been able to do a great job pinning them inside their 22, and so they haven't really been able to play a whole lot of attacking and go end-to-end stuff. A couple of knock-ons as well has kind of stifled that attack from time to time as well.
All right, he is a dangerous weapon. That's why I bring that up. Austin, they've got a 1-point lead here as the second half is underway. Belmont Shore in the gold and blue kits, their traditional colors out of Long Beach, California. Austin Blacks, their kits say it all. They are a proud franchise down there in the capital city of the great state of Texas. And the winner of this one moves on to Sunday's men's Division I final, 2 o'clock Eastern. Next Level Rugby in Indy for the weekend. Ryan Ginty and all the gang down there. And I'm looking forward to Sunday being in the venue for the D1 final. Belmont Shore and Austin, of course, they are playing to get into it. We'll see who they end up facing, but it'd be nice to be down there in Indy on site on a Sunday afternoon to take in the final here in the National Championship. Gonna get a scrum coming up here.
Yeah, I believe that was Farmer tried to give that one a boot, but we see a big collision. This has been their strategy, going to Massot, big number 17 time and time again, and letting him kind of work off of him, trying to find the edges, let him do the pop passes. As we see here, trying to come down the side, but hard-hitting tackles from the Austin Blacks jar that one loose in the ruck. They're able to come away with it and then kick down the field. Again, all the way through the back, so we come all the way to where that kick was taken here for the scrum for Belmont Shore.
Good execution there from Munoz, the experienced 7 player from Mexico. At the base again, line set. You get a good look at it there from up top from Austin. Good speed out of them, making it tough. making it hard to find any kind of openings. We've really only seen a couple of breaks in this match, really one on each side to my recollection so far in the match. But you've got two of the very best sides in Division I here. They've earned their way to get here to the championship weekend in Indianapolis. You expect a tight game. These two living up to that here. A 19-point first half, 10-9 lead. A little miscommunication there, but the ball on the hop into the hands of Greg Sisley. Number 4, one of their locks there. Picked up from the back. Hunt in on the tackle again, and there's some speed coming. They tried to get through there, but looked like that was up high on that tackle, did it not, Tim?
Yeah, a little bit, and that's what they'll get dinged for. Back 10 again, and we've seen it 5 times in a row there in the first half. They go for posts each and every time, so Figley collects the tee here as he gets set up. A couple Austin Black players still on a knee. Have to see if they can shake off that, but big-time collisions in the center of the pitch. As Belmont Shore, you see, wanting to play a little bit more ball in hand. Let's rough them up a little bit. Blacks are ready for it, but they should be able to come away with points here. Again, straight away. He's been good on the day. The 2 he missed were from the left-hand side of the pitch. This one's straight on.
This one, Tim, I believe, will be the longest attempt he's had of those previous 5. This one out near, it's about 35 meters. Looks like where he's got it spotted. As an Austin player still getting some medical attention there right in the middle of your screen. Always just amazes me in this sport. Guys are hurt, they play on, and Figley with the strike, and he does not connect.
Just off to the left there, and you mentioned not many other sports where you've got the athletic trainer on the field right in front of you as you're trying to make the kick. Moving around a little bit in there, the players know to stay still, but you see another big collision here. Oof. The 2 ones into contact, both of them a little bit too high though, as he used kind of the jersey on top of the shoulder there to ring him down. So the penalty there coming on Zephyr Lambert, number 3 there for the Austin Blacks.
Yeah, it was an old hockey trick. Tried to pull the jersey over his head there. That was Daniel Vafuti, the loose head. You mentioned the number 1 for Belmont Shore. And now Belmont Shore's got it right back. Heavy bruising run there. Good pickup. Belmont Shore, the 3 points have all come off the tee. They've all come courtesy of Robert Figley. They've yet to crack the try line here against Austin. And now a good pickup there. Good carry for him. Back into the hands of Vafuti. Like using the big size there in Vafuti and Masseau, who Tim's mentioned an awful lot here. He's been very involved here, and a stoppage here and another call coming up.
They were going to go with a forward pass. Yeah, they were going to go with a forward pass, but that one was called in from the assistant referee. Offsides. Were the Blacks a little too aggressive on the defensive end? So that'll flip things around, and now an opportunity here to really go for the first 5 points of the match for Belmont Shore.
And this is what we talked about, right? We talked about it like midway through the first half. I want to say at some point, you've got to start taking some chances and not rely on the tee so much, and they're doing that here. They're going to set them up for a line out here.
Yeah, playing a little bit more of the power game. As we've mentioned, Marcelino Masseau, a giant in the center of the pitch, number 17, rumbling through the defense, has kind of set them off a little bit. We'll see if they can swing it all the way wide to your guy here on the outside.
Yep, they just showed the back of Derek Adams, but instead, Tim, they're using the power. They are down and within 5 meters here, trying to burrow in and get this down and pass the line to get 5 and take the lead here. No go for Adam Sanchez, their tight head. Munoz picks it up, takes it out of there. He can't get through. Ball played off, though. Couple meters away. Belmont Shore knocking on the door. Austin, though, they've been so good defensively all day in this match. Put at the back. Munoz behind it there, number 9. Let the big fellas try to power and worm their way and burrow their way in, but you can get a good look at it there, about 2 meters away. From the back, Austin there. The push. the force, the power, the brute strength. Ball is down, and Austin believes they've come up with a stop, but they don't. It's a call against them. Munoz a little too fast on the restart there.
Yeah, we were playing advantage there off of, I believe, an offsides for the Austin Blacks, just a little bit too aggressive. As we take a second look, pounding time and time again, Belmont Shore getting closer and closer to the line. But just could not get across. Again, advantage being played here. Couldn't make it happen, but they are not done yet. We'll still have another opportunity. As you see the big driving tackle. That's Christian Osberg, number 4, getting involved on the defensive end. Again, great team defense to hold strong there for the Austin Blacks as another player down on the deck.
Yeah, left side of your screen there, getting some attention from the trainer. Looks like we're just about set to resume. Belmont Shore player, and they're getting some work done too. That's O'Brien coming out of there, flexing his left leg there. So here we go now. Munoz over the ball here. Anthony Munoz. Short with it into the hands there of Massot. The big man trying to hammer this baby home. Can't do it. Austin comes up with it in there. And Austin stands up and forces another turnover right at their own line. But Belmont Shore gets it right back though. Very unsettled here. Belmont Shore. Munoz. Figley. Both lines reset here, regathered here into the 48th minute here of the match. Tough sledding in there again for Belmont Shore. Munoz freed the ball from the base there. Two to the ball for Austin again. Forcing him back. It's going to be a call against Austin.
Great 4-minute defensive stand.
He's now on his feet.
Great work from their own end, able to repel him a couple of times. Now the big time conversation coming in here between Micah Griffin and Robert Figley. What to do, go for touch, go for post. Posts have been chosen, but it looks like we have a new kicker as Griffin's going to take this one.
Into the 49th minute. Figley, 3 of 6. He missed in the 44th here. Converted his third at the end of the half. Put us where we're at now. 10-9 count here.
Shows just how important that backup kicker can be on a day. Might not have it in the tank. And 2 for 5 on kicks. Big time opportunity for Micah Griffin now.
Huge opportunity to give his side the lead here. The right strike from Griffin. Looks good, it is good. So Belmont Shore, they've got the lead here, up by 2 here in the 49th minute.
A great job just battling. We've seen a little bit more physicality out of them here these last 9 minutes. A little bit of a change in strategy, not going for the boot quite as often. Again, still couldn't pound through and get their first try of the match. So big ups to the Austin Blacks on the defensive end. Really, though, the Belmont Shore kind of changed things up, went with that power rugby and held on to possession for quite a while. A great turnaround there from the first half.
Sure was. Kick sent into touch there, inside of the 22. Austin making their way over. Belmont Shore here. These two clubs, part of 600 rugby sides, men's and women's. USA Club 15s. Start of this tournament that all culminates here this weekend in Indianapolis. Playing for the national championship here in springtime in the Midwest in Indianapolis, Indiana. Line out here for Austin. Well done by the Austin Blacks. Here they come, but the speed coming there, and a big shot delivered by Finau. Jacob Finau, number 16 for Belmont Shore, but a penalty here against Belmont Shore.
Yeah, came in with a big-time collision, but did so without trying to wrap. Just came in with a full shoulder charge, tucked that arm in, and did not attempt to wrap. So I believe that's what they're dinging him for here. And both these teams, I've seen time and time again, Ben, just too many penalties once you're inside your own half of the pitch on the defensive side. As both these teams taking multiple kicks throughout the day. And maybe another one coming here, as Austin could have an opportunity to take the lead.
Yeah. Our man in the middle calling over the captain here. That's why Shettle he's talking to. Yeah, there comes the card. I was going to ask you, Tim. You referee, you know this game very well. Was that worthy of a yellow? And so says our referee it is.
Yeah, nothing high, but it's just the dangerous nature of the tackle. Anytime you're coming in without attempting to wrap, easy call for the referee. Not surprised the yellow was given, but boy, the last 10 minutes we've seen all Belmont Shore. Now the next 10, another yellow card possibly coming out here now. So both teams will be back to 14 men. And still an opportunity here, I believe, off the penalty for the Blacks. We'll see what they decide to do, either go for post or try to kick for touch.
It looks like Carter's the one that got that for Austin. So Carter off and Finau off. So even strength, so to speak here, but as Tim mentioned, 14 aside here. See if that creates any more space out here. It's been very tough to get any kind of room. Channels have been closed off. Passing lanes have been closed off. Austin right at halfway, trying to hold them up again. They're down by 2 here. Belmont Shore. That's a call against them. Did not release it in time.
Great take. I think that was Ben Roach that was able to rip that one out of there. Great work from the Austin Blacks. And crazy stuff there, because it looked like, I guess with Asa Carter getting the penalty there, must have been something after the play as he was sent off, and then they did not get the chance to take that penalty. But now they've got another opportunity, a few more meters back here from midfield.
Guy over there, their right winger there, got to look at him from behind. There's the kick. Still marking this one off, and there's the spot. So the call on Mark Murphy here. Look to get the set piece working here. He'll get a little instruction as Fergus Bradbury over to chat with him.
My apologies. It was actually Christian Osberg that was able to get that poach, the big number 4 with the blue scrum cap. Osberg, one of the local products out of Round Rock, Stony Point High School. Played in France for a few years before playing with the Gilgronis.
Good stuff. More and more of those domestic players here in the U.S. getting involved in the sport. It's great to see as it continues to have great growth here in our country. Here comes Belmont Shore now. Good run. Good carry there from Zach Harrison-Jones from halfway now. Into the hands of Adams. Adams, though, he's wrestled down. I believe, Tim, that's his first touch and carry in this match. Halfway again, Munoz. Bit of a dangerous ball, but it found the hands of Sanchez. Now a little pick and go from the back there. That was Sisley. Belmont Shore trying to put a passage together here. Good carry there from the lock, their captain, Weishettle. Played back into the hands of Bigley. There's Adams right around the ruck there, the breakdown. He's a threat every time he touches it. Belmont Shore with a 2-point lead here in the 53rd, nearly the 54th minute of this Division I semifinal. Minimal gain there on that carry. Back into the hands of Harrison-Jones now. Munoz, easy pick, but this play is whistled. Going to be stopped here, and it's knocked on by Belmont Shore. You see players stretching there, and this match has been, it's always physical in this sport, Tim, but this match has been ultra physical, in my opinion, here so far today.
Yeah, two of the most difficult leagues in the country, SoCal and the Texas Premiership. These two teams have been dominant throughout. Great job for Belmont Shore to get back here, knocking on the door yet again. Just a 1-point loss last year. Then the year before, who won it? The Austin Blacks. These two are perennial powerhouses. And right now, another opportunity. As it looked like on that last one, Marcelino Masso, big number 17, just lost that one forward. You see just the aggression in this match, some of the pain there, trying to fight through and battle. Masso, a little bit tired. He's had the ball multiple times here in this half. They've been playing through him quite a bit. Everything on the line here is both these teams giving it their all to try and punch their ticket to the national championship.
And that was Griffin there was getting a little attention. And, of course, Griffin we saw back in the 49th minute. He came in. They called on him to kick. Looks like he's all right. Maybe just cramped. Scrum here for Austin. Great speed getting to the ball. Well done there by the fly half. Figley made that tackle right out of that scrum. Hunt plays it out of there to the edge. Now back inside. Ball tipped, ball batted. Ball turned over. Belmont Shore right back in business here. Or are they?
Yeah, I believe just playing the advantage there. Coming in from the side was Belmont Shore in that last ruck, so lost the advantage in that, but had the knock on. So we'll bring this one back, I believe, for Belmont Shore. This might be wrong. Looks like the Blacks are going to be in possession as we take a second look. Everything getting a little bit discombobulated in there. Finally picked up by Belmont Shore. I guess playing the earlier knock on there, and then in from the side you see in that ruck. And so we'll bring it back. Austin Blacks now with an opportunity, still down by 2.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there in that sequence there. And now Austin, here they come. Bringing speed, but Belmont Shore, they bring it on the defensive side. Hunt short with it. Another good tackle, good finish turned in there. I believe that's Matthew Masso in there. Now the boot with the right from Austin down the pitch. Handled inside of the 22, back there by Micah Griffin. They charged him down. Griffin was under some heat there. Sends that back down to his counterpart, Benson Salem, but the ball found touch.
Great kick from Griffin. It looked like he was just going to boot that one out into touch. It did not go straight out. Ended up going straight up the pitch and just barely bounced out. So a great relief of pressure, as good as it possibly gets. As you see, again, both these teams going for those 50-22s, trying to find the edges, the holes in the defense on the back end. But Belmont Shore cleaned that one up and cleared it to perfection.
Yep, they sure did. Here's Mark Murphy now. Line out for Austin here. Tough getting through there. That was Corey Allison, ran into a brick wall. Work the outside, outer portion of the pitch over there. Ball down, but it's whistled, not releasing in time.
You see Belmont Shore aggressive in nature on the defensive end, trying to go for that poach, but must make sure you give a full release. Once you make that tackle, release the ball carrier before you go in for it. They didn't do so, and now it's the Austin Blacks moving their way back down the pitch. Another good strike and setting themselves up for another attacking line out inside the 22. We've seen this strategy from them coming in. Only 4 guys in the line out, bringing in those late 3 and stepping up into the the back end of the line out. But it looks like they might change things up, possibly bringing in the full line out here and a possible driving maul.
Jonathan Jacobs now running at the hooker spot. Deep on the throw. It's tipped up into the hands, though, of Belmont Shore. Big turnover for them in the lineup. At their own 22 now. Way outside. Good ball over the top. Good footwork. Carry there. There's Derek Adams. Second carry in the match for Adams. A little bit of room. Not rolling away in time on Austin.
Yeah, they'll get dinged for that one. That was Kieran Farmer. Just could not get out of the way, made that tackle and was caught on the opposite end of that ruck. Couldn't get away quick enough, and so gives them the penalty. And Austin just hasn't been able to spend enough time down on this end of the pitch. Too many mistakes, too much good defense here from Belmont Shore. Another relief kick shoves them, gonna keep it just inside their half of the pitch. But still, terrific defense across the board from Belmont Shore. Almost 20 minutes into this half, and they have yet to really give up much of a threat at all from the Austin Blacks.
Saw Derek Adams there. I think for Belmont Shore, I think he's got to be a factor in this game. By the time it's all said and done, we'll see how it plays out. Couple of touches, couple of carries here in this second half. Belmont Shore back with it. Austin trying to hold the line here. Way more on the defensive side in this match. Austin has been. Another heavy carry there from Marcelino Massot. Nothing doing there. Matthew Schick, the captain of Austin, made that tackle. We got a Belmont Shore player down, and it very well could be from that tackle he made and that collision. We'll ID the player when we get a chance, but we play on, and now Austin forcing him back. We got a call here. Offside is the call on Austin.
It's multiple times we've seen that referee coming up, saying that it was the second time, making sure that the captain gets his team back under control. And led by Matthew Schick. They'll get sent back, and another opportunity here. Belmont Shore going to be able to go for post yet again. We already saw the last one go through, try to extend the lead. It'd be huge for them to take the 5-point advantage.
I'm going to try this from halfway. And they're going to call on Griffin, and getting the attention there is Callum Bartlett. My apologies, Callum Bartlett, the one that was down in that collision there. And Tim, does this surprise you? What's your honest take here?
Well, from straight center of the pitch, it's not the worst thing. And he had great distance. He kept that ball really, really low on that last kick, was able to drive it through. Hasn't really been the distance that's been the problem for Belmont Shore. They've been able to hit from most places just a little bit off the mark. And they've decided against it. Usually you're not able to put the tee down and then be able to pick it back up, but it looks like the referee has allowed them to do so.
Yeah, because right away that tee came on. You saw Griffin there in the shot. But the ball now is in the hands of Robert Figley. And yeah, they're gonna take the penalty here with the kick here and set up the set piece here off the shot there off the right boot there of Figley.
A lot of times from the center of the pitch, you might not want to go to one side or the other, because that kick can be a little bit difficult from the center of a wide pitch. But again, the distance hasn't really been a problem for them, and I kind of like this strategy. They've had the ball more than the Blacks here in the second half. Keep the ball in hand, keep the pressure on, and you're one penalty away from maybe even getting an even easier kick.
Patolo, the throw. Good execution. Belmont Shore, edge of the 22, right in the middle of the park. They play it back. They lead it by 2 here. 4 penalty goal kicks for Belmont Shore, but they're leading this match by 2 here in the final quarter of it. Winner on to Sunday's Men's Division I final for the Natty at 2 o'clock Eastern from Indianapolis, where we're at today and tomorrow to set up all the finals on Sunday. Laid out of there. Big rumbling carry there from Luke Hainan. Munoz. I like using that size, does Belmont Shore, and those short balls inside. We've seen that all day. Munoz took a look to his left, then played it right. Belmont Shore making a push here. 10 meters away. Munoz, another short ball to his right. Now looks left, brings it back to the left. Massot is forced back, and Austin, they're bringing the heat defensively. Clean out in there. Penalty, though, called on Austin. I think we're going to have a card here, Tim.
Extended pressure from Belmont Shore, but eventually the penalty is going to be given. Oyem Honlin gets sent off for 10 minutes. I believe we were back to full strength, or we were close to it, but another end of bend for Austin. Yeah, that was a good 8 to 10 phases, one after the other for Belmont Shore. They only made a few meters, but again, as we've seen throughout this match, they are pounding away, looking for those penalties, and anytime they get one like this, sets themselves up for an easier kick, and that definitely has been their strategy throughout. You see there, got low, just lift it up.
Yep.
And once you do make that tackle, you start lifting up and you try to drive them beyond horizontal. You can get that penalty call. Didn't look like the referee was too worried about it during the phase of play, but maybe the AR had a better angle on the other side.
So here's Griffin on, lining up another one here, looking for three. The strike from Griffin, and he missed it. He missed the kick. That could be costly. It stays a 2-point match. Could have made it a 5-point match here in favor of Belmont Shore. So we remain a 2-point score at 12-10 here in the 65th minute. Mark that one down. It may come into play. Here's Belmont Shore, though. Right off it, trying to break through there. Good offload into the hands of Adams. Adams defend. The big fella's got him over the top. Adams lays back. Munoz playing it free. Another solid tackle there turned in. That one made by Allison. Picked up, picked out. Big collision there. The mass of humanity down on the floor. Good look at it there. Penalty call not rolling away in time on Austin.
Yeah, it looks like Osberg maybe getting dinged for that one. Couldn't get out of that ruck in time. Dinged up a little bit as with an injury possibly there, as well as everybody been battling. 12 matches for Belmont Shore, 10 for Austin. Injuries abound on both these sides, but everything to play for. A national championship on the line as they boot this one through. And Ben, we've seen them time and time again here in the second half, knocking on that door, but still no tries on the board for Belmont Shore.
They've been knocking a lot, but the door has not come open. To your point, it's been very impressive, the defensive effort and power and strength turned in by Austin, but they are up against that door again here. Trying to kick it open is Belmont Shore. Got a 2-point lead. They'd love to get a try and a conversion, make it 9, make it a 2-possession match here, and really put the heat on Austin if they can do that. Played free. Work it through the phases into the hands there of Heinen. Heinen flips it outside into the hands there of Patolo. But Austin there again. O'Brien, he's in there. They're going to let the big fella take it instead. Doesn't result in a whole lot. Adams is in there. Derek Adams looked right, picked it, took it, gained a meter or two. Belmont Shore inside of the 5 here. Now from the 5. Couple meters away again. Referee right there. Nothing yet. You see him on the right of your screen. Now up top. Great look at the ball there. Pressure from Austin, forcing him back again, but a good job to stay with it by Belmont Shore to regain a meter or two. They're a couple away from the line. Short with it. Austin, defensive look at them. This one's going to be tough to get down. Ref's in there. Yeah, can't get that down. It's held up. But Belmont Shore will get another crack at it. But again, Tim, you got to tip your hat to this Austin side. They have been so impressive up against their own line all day.
9 phases, one after the other, trying to smash over that line. But you see here, able to get underneath, get hands on the ball, and as they come across, both hands on it, secured possession, held it up. And now with the goal line drop, they'll look to relieve a little bit of pressure.
Here they come now. After said goal line drop, it's Figley who had the ball in his hands. 68th minute here and a 12-10 count here in this D1 semifinal. Stoppage here, ball was knocked on.
The relentless play of Belmont Shore, the physicality that we've seen here in the second half has been tremendous, but the Austin Blacks have been up for it throughout this match. Maybe a couple of line breaks here and there, but when the things get tight down near the goal line, they have really stiffened up on the defensive end and held strong. 12 minutes away from a national championship berth. And really, Ben, we haven't seen the Blacks on the opposite end of the pitch much in this second half. The wind a little bit at their backs, but we haven't seen them use it quite as well as they did in the first half.
Approaching 11 minutes remaining in the match, so scrum didn't work. Tap and go on the restart. Austin now. Chase for it. That one finds touch just over or right about at halfway. So the
good work on that.
Battle continues here.
Inside their own 22, so that kick was made well. Found touch all the way near half field, so a tremendous flip of the pitch here. Gets them out of their own end. Anything can happen here on the lineouts. Belmont Shore's been a little bit better up in the air so far today, and we really haven't seen many scrums here in the second half, which we thought was going to be the thing that maybe took the Blacks and allowed them to open this one up.
Yeah, good point. Batolo, that one was beautifully done. Good throw, jumper up, down, and now Belmont Shore back on the attack here. Battle continues in there. Picked up. Heinen offload. Beautiful job. Here they go into the open pitch. Little look, and ball still possessed here by Dylan Carrion. Come into the match here as a finisher here in the second half. Belmont Shore right back down there again. And Gallo in there, the right winger with a carry. Played from the base, couple meters away. Austin trying to get bodies around to protect this. Toward the line, trying again. Signal yet, they're still short right against that post. Austin, though, digging in, they get underneath them. Another effort, that one is put down. And we get the try from Belmont Shore. They extend the lead. The big boys up front finally wear them out, and they get a 5-pointer here, Tim.
So close on this previous phase, almost pounded it in. But again, the Blacks get nice and low. Secured possession back for Belmont Shore, and one final drive. Puts that shoulder down, sneaks through, and just on top of the line for the try. Huge break on that one. Dylan Carrion, number 21, that backup scrum half, has come in and injected a much-needed boost of speed. That helped them make that last break, and then the big boys, as you mentioned, took over at the end. Relentless as they have been. Finally, they kicked that door open and dotted down for 5.
Finau and Massot, and the kick is blocked. The kick by Griffin is blocked. That's a massive play. It stays a converted try. The difference in this match. Huge play, but Finau, Massot, Heinen, those guys have been so big up front. And Belmont Shore leads by 7 here, Tim, with 8 minutes to go in the match.
And if you're new to the game, as soon as that kicker makes his first movement towards the ball, the opposing team can run off of the line and try to charge it down. A short, tight space there right in front of the post. It should be an easy kick, but just took a little too long to into a one-score advantage here for Belmont Shore. The kick trickles all the way out, so we'll come back to a free kick, a scrum at center of the pitch. What a tremendous play, though, here for the Blacks. You see the first movement, two guys come out in charge, knock it down, and deny the extra 2 points that would have given them a 9-point lead. Still fighting for that national championship berth is Austin.
Huge play. Indeed, a converted try, the difference in the match here. 7 minutes remaining in it. Scrum here for Belmont Shore. Carry on the put in. Fend off there, the carry there for Matthew Massot. Clean out in there. That was Asa Carter. I believe Carter's the one that got his hand on that kick. I've said this a couple times. Mark that play down. That could be a massive play in this match. Carry on in there. Speedster in there. He's come in to replace Munoz. Outside edge now, Derek Adams. Good feet. Ground he goes. Puts it back for carry on. Belmont Shore up 7, back on the attack. Good heavy run, good collision there. Schick took it. Carry on, directing a little bit of traffic into the hands there of Massot. Big part of the offensive game plan. And that can't happen in there. A little bit too much aggressive there by Austin.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Jacobs, a little too aggressive, came in from the side and blew that one up. Easy call for the referee, but just a full change in strategy really here, Ben, in the second half. I mean, that's probably 4 or 5 times they've gone 10 phases deep, pounding away at this Austin Black side. In the first half, we talked so much about that kick battle. That was really where a lot of the possession or a lot of the territory was being gained. But here in the second half, the Blacks have not had enough possession. They're not playing the kicking game as Belmont Shore. They're taking it straight to them, and they have dominated in time of possession, and they're knocking on the door yet again.
Yeah, they have, and we've been really, for the most part, Tim, we've been in this end of the pitch. Really, the majority of this second half, possession territory has been all in favor of Belmont Shore here in half number 2. And they've got a wonderful platform to attack from here. The line out coming up. One of those big bodies they've used today so well. And so there. Hanan, Finau, wrecking balls out there with the ball in hand. They've been great. Time back on here. We're in the 75th minute. Winner of this one goes on to the national championship match Sunday at 2 from Indy. Austin set. Into the hands there of Weishettle, captain of this Belmont Shore side. Belmont Shore in no particular hurry. They'll milk a little clock here. Try to chew up what they can, but they're trying to find their way over the try line once again. Advantage being played here. Belmont Shore, big heavy run. That's what they wanted, and they get it down. Marcelino Massot puts down another for the guys from Long Beach, California.
He has been such a huge part of their plan here in the second half, touching the ball over a dozen times, taking it into contact, and that time his biggest of the match. Leans forward, drags players with him, as we see here. Picks this one up, right into contact he goes against the smaller body and just drags the scrum half down. We mentioned earlier that their scrum half Hunt was one of the best tacklers on their team. Not much you can do with that giant running straight at you. He had the leverage and he gets the try.
Big man there, and he pays it off with the big 5 here, which could very well be enough to help Belmont Shore advance to the championship on Sunday. Micah Griffin, another one lined up here. On a 20-meter attempt here for the 2 to make it a 14-point lead, and the strike, and he does just that.
Great work to be able to come in for Michael Griffin. Didn't take any of the kicks in the first half. Has been able to settle things down, drive a couple extra in there on the conversions, and now extending the lead to a 14-point advantage in the Austin Blacks. Ben, that's probably the 3rd or 4th time we've seen them kick this one and just haven't been able to keep it in the field of play.
Really is. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining. Tim, you're responsible here for picking our player of the match. Who's leading the way right now in your mind?
For me, first half, it was all Robert Figley. Had the multiple kicks, was able to really move the ball around the pitch there in the first half, did a great job. Second half, he had missed a couple of kicks, and so didn't see as much of the action. They kind of switched things up, went away from that kicking game and went right to big number 17, Marcelino Massot, who has been tremendous. He was that first target and just trampled over the the would-be tacklers for the Austin Blacks and finally got that one in. So here for the second half, definitely Marcelino Massot has been their biggest target and been their most effective player on the pitch.
Well, if all holds up, that will likely be the direction we go. Lance is down on the pitch. Lance Cavanaugh, hoping to have an interview with the player of the match. Still a couple minutes to go, but Belmont Shore, they're just going to try and work clock here. If they can get this ball, they do. Got a 2-try lead, 2 converted try lead here. That's Belmont Shore, one of the great club programs in the United States out of Long Beach, California. Both these programs are outside ball. There's Adams. Adams, he's going to kick one. Adams couldn't get it by the last line back there. They're going to bring this back nevertheless.
Been just too many penalties for the Austin Blacks, I think, across the board. That has been the main thing. Now, a lot of those initiated by the physicality from Belmont Shore, but just too many knock-ons and too many penalties. I mean, they've given up, I think we're at 6 different penalty kicks for post at this point. And so just too many times playing the defense in their own end, infringing against this Belmont Shore squad. And really, as you mentioned earlier, they have been posted up inside their own half of the pitch here in the second half and have not been able to find any sort of exit strategy to get back on the other side.
Yeah, this sport's hard enough, but when you have to defend for the majority of a half, I mean, that takes an absolute toll on the body, the mind, the psyche. Belmont Shore has controlled that here in this second half, and as a result, they're up 14 here in the final minute here of this match. Line out, and there's enough time, says the referee. The kick into touch, and this one is a final. Belmont Shore, they are going back to the Natty. They'll play for the national championship on Sunday at 2 o'clock in Division I on the men's side.
Looking to redeem themselves last year, again, 26-25 loss against the St. Louis Bombers, but they are back in the national championship again for the second year in a row. Austin Blacks, a tremendous season, but knocked down here in the semifinals against the Belmont Shore squad that just played tremendous team rugby in the second half, held strong, didn't allow a single point for the Austin Blacks, who had the 10-9 lead at halftime. Yeah. Great work from Belmont Shore, a full team effort. It was tough trying to see who would be the man of the match there. So many players really playing significant moments, coming off the bench. Dylan Carrion played a huge role. Great work from both these squads, but Belmont Shore, in the end, Patrick Rashidian and his squad are victorious.
Yes, indeed. Lance Kavanaugh down on the pitch. Let's get down to Lance.
We are down. We are down on the sideline with the semifinal winner, Belmont Shore. I'm here with Dylan, one of the leaders and one of the guys that put in a lot of time with this Belmont side. You got to win. One more for a national title. How do you feel about the win today?
Always happy to come away with the win. Like you said, the next one's the important one. That's a true testament of guys sticking to the plan, doing what Coach said, staying together. And that togetherness just leading to good things happening in the end.
Most important part is recovery. How you guys going to get ready for that big Sunday matchup against the winner of Old Blue versus, we'll find out later.
Man, I wish you would see how much the staff has packed. Our wonderful trainer, Jill. We always got hotels with the pool. We brought the Normatex, but if you see the electrolyte bag, man, we'll treat it professionally.
Dylan, congratulations. Good luck in the final. We've watched Belmont Shore pull away at the very end. Big work from the forward pack getting it done. We're going to kick it back up top to you.
All right, Lance, thanks so much, and great work down there, and good stuff there with young man that came in, as you mentioned, Tim, Dylan Carrion, gave him some big minutes in that second half and helped them put a couple tries in. They're big men up front. Man, they're going to be a handful on Sunday, whoever they end up facing in the national championship game at 2 o'clock Eastern time. All right, that'll do it here in this Division I semifinal. Tim, I'll see you at 5 for some women's action. Great working with you as always, my friend. For all of our crew, Ben Holden saying thanks for watching as Belmont Shore, they're back in the national championship. They defeat Austin 24-10 here in this Division I semifinal.